Hello everyone, I'm OracleUnicorn and welcome to Shaman Messages. Alright, now I'm ready, now that I know it actually works. So, I'm making an intro. This is my intro, obviously. Okay, I'm going to introduce all of my cards. Okay, I'm going to introduce my little friend here. I don't know if you can really see him all that well, but his name is Condor. He has a significance for later. For right now, we're going to stick with what we have for right now. So, I do live in a household full of kids, so please excuse the background noise. So yes, and on top of that, my readings are general. I do weekly readings, and take what resonates, leave the rest. Put some things in your back pocket. You never know, you might need it for later, especially when you have downloads coming in. That'll help you better decipher the direction that's more like emotionally fulfilling for you. And that is how I read the cards, okay? I really don't do love readings unless unless it's a personal reading or unless the cards really present it with a very high energy of love. But also we got to keep in mind that yes, it could be a significant other or someone that is on your mind, or it could be someone of family, which goes in the lines of love. And also for a lot of people, it could go in the lines of a friendship, a very close friendship. So keep in mind that is very general unless you really book a personal reading to get more in depth into the energies that is being presented around that specific person, which is why we have to have a disclosure basically saying as to this is a general reading, but at the same time, you can really see the web within your own situation and your own awareness with how you feel about things and really be able to weave through on how to get through to a specific goal or kind of like way of living in how you project your train of thinking and how you perceive little things around you and in your life. These things I like to bring to an awareness about. I do have charms that I really have been wanting to bring into the reading, but sometimes there's a lot of things going on. So, but I am introducing my charms too. So this is Condor. He's my deer skull. Kind of made him like a unicorn deer skull, and I think that's a animal. I think so. Horn. So, and this is my Renaissance deck. I really love this deck. This deck, a lot of my decks are two decks in one, okay? Especially when it comes to the tarot card, because when you get the same card in a specific energy of a line where someone is speaking about when it comes to a message, it really emphasizes that energy in a specific awareness, understanding within that, okay? So I'm trying to shuffle, but this has Oracle of the Unicorns, which is cool because it's leadership, so I really like that. And then it is Whispers of Nature. It's a really good one. And this one's Be in Service. That's cool. And Trust at the bottom of that. That's really awesome. That's like be in service unto like the direction that your heart pours out into with those that end up within your path, because there's a reason into understanding why they have come within your path of direction to show you something that maybe you were not aware of within your own self, and bring more of an awareness and understanding in your direction with your emotions and how to pursue, and also how to feed into the energy in a more positive direction uplifting direction, which is interesting because one of my new cards is that. Okay, and this deck is, which we have the Wheel of Fate and also Certainty. So that's really awesome, and Wisdom. And these are Divination of the Ancients, Dream Animals, Dream Power Animals. I don't have the decks or the boxes with me. I actually ended up I'm making something out of them. So I apologize for if I get any of the titles wrong, but I'm sure if you like search under that kind of title, you'll be able to see the backs. Yeah, that's why I'm showing you the backs, because you'll be able to see the backs of it and find those cards. And instead of putting in my description the cards and what they are and everything like that, you get to enjoy learning about it all in a video, and I get to pin the video and put it at like the top of my channel. So that's where I came up with this idea. Now, this deck, it was really cool how I got this deck. Okay. Every deck is very personal to me, which is why I draw 2 decks into one, okay? And bring out more of an extensive message and more of a actually less of a possibility to get one specific card, which allows me to kind of bring in consideration and awareness that I put 2 decks in one, and for me to be getting one deck out or one card out of 2 decks all the time, or getting 2 cards of the same meaning out of split decks, that's like big. That's like really big. So that's exactly why I did that, okay? And, oh yeah, I was gonna do this deck. Okay. Oh, and we got Wisdom under Fate, because we got Wisdom as the power animals. So that's really cool. That's the second time we've gotten Wisdom, I'm pretty sure of it. Or Certainty. Okay, so this deck is very precious to me. This deck is my roots deck, okay? It has Trust Your Own Vibes, which is the deck my mom actually gave me before I really got religious about playing with my cards and about learning the cards and about really corresponding with the cards when it comes to me wanting to learn within my own energies and my path. Being able to follow in and come to a realization and an awareness about what is emotionally fulfilling for me and how to take the baby steps to get there, okay? So that's exactly how I started with the cards. And that's why I am within the cards actually all the time. Even if I'm not making videos, even if I'm not, doing certain things, like for probably 2-3 years now, the cards have definitely called to me. And then for Christmas one year, my dad got me this deck. And that was my second deck that I ever got. They were 2 Oracle decks, okay? And this is actually what I started off on my Facebook, which is Shaman the White. I'm pretty sure in videos you'll be able to see, the white is one word. You'll be able to see the videos that I started off with, and it was just this deck until I had the money to buy myself these 2 decks, the Divination of the Ancients and Dream Animals. So that's why that one's special to me, because it was the first deck I bought for myself. So it was really cool. And so this one, I call it my roots deck because my dad gave me one deck and my mom gave me the other deck. So I thought it was really cool. And the feminine energy has 2 people with a heart in between. And I thought that was like really awesome. And my masculinity to my essence of my walk is shining within the uniqueness of myself and doing something that I know I love to do, and kind of like keep going at it and have trust into that direction, no matter how hard certain times are getting or certain things are going on. And as long as I know that I'm staying true within my direction that I know is emotionally fulfilling for me, then I know in baby steps I will get there. And that's one of the cards in here, is to like trust that you can As long as you really keep going into that specific direction, you can get there. And to work with others, that's funny how this is the card that comes out. To get along with others, see the love and the best within them. So, yeah, and downtime. That's another thing that like really helps me into not falling into too much depression or anxiety over myself and how different I am. It's like allowing yourself that downtime to not like overwhelm yourself and to really feel and see within the different scenarios and directions that you can do and go to be able to really present and represent and walk within the emotional view of perception within your own journey. Okay, it's all within your own dreaming. I just said it. Projection upon the world too. That is that is true. So yeah, as I get tongue tied within what I'm trying to freaking express, and that'll happen sometimes too. But I always get to back circle around into the point of where I'm coming at. Sometimes I maybe lose train in a whole nother lose a thought on a whole nother train, but then I can also come back around in it like I remember it. So yeah, these are the Brian Fraser fairy deck, which is awesome. I really love this deck. This deck is so precious to me because of my love and connection with the belief of Fae. I really love the projection and perception of that energy way of seeing energies of life, kind of like a spiritual essence like within the tree to me is like a fae like smiling back at you because you can see faces within the tree. So certain aspects like that. And it's that's funny because we got natural magic. So that's why this deck is very precious to me. And so this is my fae deck. And soon, whenever I can, I will be getting the other half, and then this one will be completed. See, some of them I have the two, but then some of them I have one, and I just feel like it's not completed. And then I still use them, especially in my videos, especially if you've been following me. And thank you, Major, goes out to you. So yeah, I will. When I went to try to get this deck, or I was searching for decks, and then I got this deck. It's my Moon Energies deck, half of that deck. I tried looking for it. They had the first one. They didn't have the second one, and I was like, oh, another time. Or it's not the right time right now for me to have the other half. So, and I really feel there's like another bigger surprise of an energy behind that because it has the speechless right here. It's like cat's got your tongue, and that was from Adelina Bond because that's how she sees it, like kind of like cat's got your tongue type energy. I really love it. She's the reason why I really like drew into these cards. A lot of you who are like heavy into tarot watching, you totally know Adelina Bond. My heart goes out to you, girl. Wish you like immense amount of blessings and feelings. And this deck, okay. So this deck is my winged enchantment deck. This deck don't come out much. Winged enchantment. This deck don't come out much, but I do when I really feel the energy of the wind, elements of the wind. It will come out, especially when it involves the air elements of the zodiac. Usually they'll come out within those ones, or fire. I have seen them come out for fire elements quite a bit, and one time full blown come out as a layout because I use oracle cards as my layout, and then I cross-clarify sometimes with another oracle deck and sometimes with my tarot decks. Okay, so this is my winged enchantment deck, and we have grouse. And I will fix the lighting as soon as I can and figure that out. Okay, so with this energy, I feel it's both wisdom and being in service and take downtime. It's like being able to take downtime and kind of isolation within yourself and being in service with yourself within the wisdom and being able to really see the outstretch of growth and leveling of your own kind of like spiritual essence and being within the direction that feels emotionally like at home, okay? Being at home with yourself, that no matter what energy pool technically you're in, you have this big kind of like bubble boy type thing, big bubble that it is your own world. And it's almost like sometimes you can get a little bit lost with it, but then there's a lot, especially when it comes to the earth energies. They're really good at being able to balance that aspect within it, but also I've been getting the Pisces moon energy card, which is balance practicality and spirituality together. So I've been working on being able to like figure that out into its own abundance per se. So yeah, that the grouse. Okay, and this one's a new one. That's a good one. And it's Sacred Visions. Sacred Visions. I really like this because it was like an energy of like shamanism. So that's a lot of the understandings and spiritual growth that I like to research into and have an understanding of, which is why I kind of, I don't know, you can't see the bones up there, but in the Capricorn reading you can. And kind of like having that vibe of almost like the seer from Vikings. I kind of really would love to have that vibe and also have a bunch of candles around as I'm doing card readings and stuff like that. Make it more of a very like connecting, mystical awareness with an energy and like kind of blocking out a lot of like almost like in a way of being able to be in like a secure bubble of a sense to really get deep into the understandings and emotional depths of healing trauma, which is why I named him Condor. Okay, and Condor is actually in my winged enchantment deck that I showed. And so this actually shows this on the top that I saw, and underneath is harmony, and it says prayer. The back of it, it was prayer. And oh, there went the train of thought. Oh, yeah, because in there's Condor. Because Condor is a representation, according to that book, it's one of the biggest flying birds. That is like one of the biggest flying birds. It's not the biggest prey, or prey flying bird, basically, because it still scavenges. It's a huge, like, I guess the biggest vulture out there. And the condor represents shaman of death. I had to figure out the right words that it kind of described it as the shaman of death. So it's like digging into the depths of the trauma and being able to heal it and love it in its own beauty. Because I put a feather that I found and a piece from a holly tree and then a little mushroom in there and some deer hair and stuck it in there. So, like, loving even the most hidden side of you that you only know within yourself. And being able to bring it within your own perspective and eyes and seeing how beautiful it really can be, or that it is, and why it is within your own essence of yourself. And if you get to the point where you outgrow it, it also evolves your level of healing. And then some, like with me, didn't outgrow it. I swiveled through it, almost like a weave. It was my um, vertical connections with the horizontal outspread of the spider weave for me, and understanding when it comes to spirituality and with my own emotional passions. Like, I'm very passionate in the fields and practice of pagan art. So it makes it interesting when it comes to the readings that I pull off and what I bring to the table and how I create a vision within it as well as another possibility, another door opened, but also bringing that information within your awareness to create that magician energy, um, manifestation, understanding before your own eyes, and how to use those tools before your own eyes without feeling as if you're forcing a habit upon yourself. Okay, I didn't expect this to go this deep. Okay, my next deck of cards, I have the Spirit Animal Oracle. Now, some of these are missing because some of them I gave away as Christmas presents because my cards mean a lot to me and I really love the animals in here. Bring your ideas to life. I love the animals in here, and so the ones that I gave away, I wrote on the back of the other ones, so it's like a double meaning. It's really cool. I really love them. So these ones I'm definitely going to be using, and I can't wait to shuffle them right here so that when one comes out, and if it's one of the ones that's written on the back, I know it's that specific card that is going to be presented within the message. Because it's not flipped right side up, it's flipped upside down and it's showing. So that's how I've been able to also, okay, I am giving these specific cards away, but I still have the energy of it being presented within a message of a reading. So I really love that deck. It got really creative. And when I went to go write on one of them that I gave away, like the red ink pen just like broke in my hands, and I was like, okay, we'll just make it even more creative. Sweet results await. And take the lead. Okay. And I was just like, yeah, we'll make it even more creative. Oh, and this one's the bee spirit. Sweet results await. And then this one's my favorite. I love this one. This is the stag spirit. And take the lead. So, yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because the lighting is so off. But I think you can see it a little bit. I got red ink all over the sides of it. I was like, okay, we'll just shuffle the red ink within my cards and it'll just have that unique touch for me. So that's what I did. All right, so this is my other deck. This is my energies of the moon. One of them is Moonology, the Oracle cards. The Moonology Oracle cards. That was my first deck that I had as my moon energies. Moonology one. And this one says, you are good enough for good energy. That's really cool. And then the other one, this is a new one I just got, and it's Queen of the Moon Oracles. So I thought that was really awesome. And I put it together to create a bigger energies, more extension of energies. And the void. This one's the void. We got number one. That's a hard one to see. Okay. The void. An action. That's awesome. I feel that's an action upon the hidden aspect going on, possibly someone's life. You're about to hear word of it though. And that's whoever that really resonates, like, oh my gosh, like, how in the world? Like, if you feel like that, that was for you. Okay. If not, you're like, or, oh, I wonder, it may not be for you. Okay, this is my next deck. This one I really loved because when I was working at the doggy daycare place, I got some money to be able to buy myself some decks. And that's how I bought the fairies deck, and I bought the Alice in Wonderland deck. And this is a tarot deck. This is the tarot deck that I use, and we have the moon energy, some hidden aspects. See, wow, man, that's crazy. I love when it does that. But it'll also bring out a healing and a conclusion for something that's been on your mind, okay? It was heavy on your mind. It'll bring conclusion and rising up energy is what, because you got the star card, and it's like long overdue because it's coming in fast. It's almost like this realization hit someone and they were just like, oh, I've got to let this other person know. And then it's like it bursts out into something, bursts out into, well, I see the Queen of Spades, and two, like I feel power, enlightenment, ascension, power, enlightenment, because we got ascension here, and a new start. Okay, and this deck, oh, I didn't even tell you my other part of that, half of that deck. I'm just sitting here trying to do readings. I haven't done readings in like almost like 2 weeks now. I'm just like itching to do readings. And then now I'm like being able to go live and stuff. I'm excited, but then I'm nervous. Okay, and the other one is, interesting. This is the full upside down. But this is all of y'all, or a lot of you who really watch these, or totally know this deck. It's the Spellcasters deck. This was my second deck that I got. Third. Spellcasters. Yeah, this was the third deck that I got. And my dad got me these two decks, which is awesome. This is the Ascension card and the like new beginning. We get, oh, I flipped it right side up. So there's an energy being shifted, like a 180 shift, kind of like letting you know that it's like a transformation happening for you, an ascension of your ability just to be able to stand up and to know that you aren't good enough for this and that abundance is coming out of it. Oh, but anyway, this is the Wild Unknown deck. Oh no, wow. Another Queen of Spades. So that energy is very amplified. Oh yeah, this is the Wild Unknown, or the Wild Wood Unknown? Wow, I think it's Wild Wood Unknown. Yeah, I don't have the, I'm pretty sure it's the Wild Wood Unknown. I've seen these quite a bit too. And then I have, these ones I haven't seen. This one's the Shamanic Healing Oracle. And I put that with these shaman cards because these, actually, the Magician is a shaman card, which I thought was really cool. And I was like, dang. And then the Woman's the Seer, and I was like, well, man, this is my deck right here. And then we have also the Two of Vessels right here that I flipped to. So that's really awesome. That's a really good energy. I'm starting to think some of you that are going to end up lasting this long or jumping into this energy. Either you are starting off and you just gain confirmation, or it's within the next 2-3 weeks you're jumping into this kind of energy. Just to throw that out there. And these are my OracleUnicorn Words of Wisdom, like, cards. There's like over, I really think there's like around 250 cards in here. Maybe, yeah, around 200. Around 200 cards in here. And I just put sayings meanings, words, stuff on this. But that's the bag. Oh, and there's also Yu-Gi-Oh cards in here. So that's how I ended up getting an Yu-Gi-Oh card in one of my readings that I did when it came to my Facebook page. I put it up there. My Facebook page is OracleUnicorn, so if you want to follow me on Facebook, I got a lot of interesting stuff that I put up there. I really don't do card readings up on there. You do have a heart-to-heart conversation coming in, but it has feelings of being bounded behind it. So, because one of them is feeling bounded in heart-to-heart conversation. So I feel like if this is you giving out this heart-to-heart conversation, then even though you're feeling bounded, you're still wanting to express yourself, and that's like very okay, you know. Express yourself. Have a heart-to-heart conversation. It helps release a lot of that like constricting energy and feeling bounded in itself anyway. So either you're giving out that heart-to-heart conversation with someone, or someone is giving that with you. And to definitely always remember to stay humble about it, especially when it's someone extending out their heart of an apology. Definitely extend your heart out back, because at least they had the courage enough to come to you in humbling like state to apologize. All right. So yeah, that's the energy that I got off of that. Oh my gosh. And this is my, oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness, we have death again. Because I saw death at the bottom of that deck. I really didn't want to talk about it too much, but I left it there. Okay, apparently we do have to talk about it, the death card. This could be a water sign energy, or also that you may be dealing with, or it may be a Scorpio that you may be dealing with, because the death card is an energy of the total Scorpio outflow. And also death can also symbolize within your environment. If you feel like you're like about to leave, like go somewhere, but you just don't know why you feel that way or where you even need to go, it's because you're feeling the energy of your situation changing. The situation will change. And this has to do with probably feeling heart conversations, feelings of a Three of Swords energy. And I made these cards, by the way, if I totally went to start going into the reading. But I made these cards as my own personal tarot deck. I had some things and realizations and downloads about the meanings of some of these cards, so I like writing down certain words that can also remind myself of a specific energy within a situation that I have gone through that has given me a direction of a message within that specific card. So I really love this deck. And I have the owl. See, I left room to write more on it because of the more words I would like to add to it. And we also have the unicorn, to follow your heart. I put myself in it. I was like, I gotta have a unicorn card. So, to follow your heart. To me, that's what like unicorn is. Especially with me, doing my program, following my heart and stuff like that. So that's why I have that card. I'm surprised out of all those cards, the unicorn card came out. That's wild. I love that. That's so beautiful in me. I think that's, I have one more deck I didn't bring out. I have to re-find it. It's probably in my purse somewhere. But it's my crystals deck. Oh, here you go. Crystal Wisdom. Crystal Wisdom deck. This is a really good deck. I really like this deck. It's very inspirational when it comes to going through the cycles of life and looking to a very positive perspective when it comes to redirecting or alchemically changing the energy of how you analyze and print a perspective upon certain situations or people that enter into your environment. And power animal. My power animal supports and guides and loves me throughout my life. Power animal. I always saw this little box here. I always thought that was awesome, especially with it being power animal. I don't know if you can see that. Yes. And that's this crystal for it. Power animal. My power animal supports, guides, and loves me throughout my life. And then Ruby, shine. It's time for me to shine. Shine. So yeah, I really like these cards. And they are, I have some in the box. They are Michelle Charming. And transformation at the bottom. It's my life is transforming at the perfect time in the most powerful way. These are like really awesome affirmations when it comes to when you start calculating certain things in your life, especially when it comes to the air element or air zodiacs, and you're one of those that feel as if you're overthink. And some of those actually happen, or some of that actually happens when it comes to Earth. Some of the Earth ones, like I really think Virgo are ones that have a hard time when it comes to overthinking a lot of things. And but it's to cover every angle of something, and it's quite interesting. And is what this really passion. I am the embodiment of passion. What that really, like, I have come to find out that does is like it overwhelms and works what you really need when it comes to the sense of analyzing to a point that is just needed and not overworked or not underworked, where you're not looking at things enough to be able to make a more positive decision that is being presented. So yeah, these are my cards. On Mondays I do 3 zodiacs. On Tuesdays I do 2. Wednesdays I do 2. Here, I'll actually read them out. Because I actually just changed up the order because I needed to do Capricorn. So on Monday I do Capricorn, Virgo, and Pisces. On Tuesdays I do Leo, Aries. On Wednesdays I do Libra and Gemini. On Thursdays I do Sagittarius and Scorpio. On Fridays I do Aquarius, Cancer, and Taurus. Okay. So those I usually try to definitely keep a consistency of doing videos every day for the zodiacs, whatever zodiac is specifically on that day. And I do also do personal readings. The information for that will be in the description box after I upload this. And I can't wait to get to like 1,000 subscribers. Then I can have better lighting because I'll be able to use my phone. But definitely, if you share, that's greatly appreciated. And subscribing helps greatly to improve the channel. And I definitely greatly appreciate all of you who have been watching, who have been following and leaving me comments. I love reading the comments. I adore it. And I will, sometimes it takes me some time to reply to the comments, but I do get to the comments and reply to them. I do like replying to them. Some of them, if I don't reply, is because I really am not sure all the way what to say, but I will leave a heart, okay? What else? My readings, I'm going to go through the beginnings. I'm going to go ahead and go through my beginning spew just so that I can say, hey, in the beginning of my other videos, if you're new to my channel, go to my pinned video and you'll be able to get a rough around deal about everything that's going on. So my readings are general. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Be sure to check your moon, rising, and Venus signs as my videos do cross-connect with each other. There may be some things in one message when it comes to that specific zodiac within your chart that link up together with another zodiac that is specifically within your own birth chart. Cafe astrology is a good one to look up your full birth chart. The time of your birth is very important. So if you don't know the time of your birth, I'd be careful about believing a lot of what is within that. So take it almost kind of like for a little bit of a grain of salt in that kind of perspective, because when I finally found out my time of birth, it was definitely, the chart was way different than what I thought it might have been, or what I put some kind of like random date in. It was actually extremely different. Yep, cross connecting. I think that is all. I do private readings that might, it will be just email me, and that information will be in the below. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, that information should be below. I'll check that. It should be below too. It will be. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I appreciate all of you for watching. My heart goes out to you greatly. Feel definitely like my one thing and advice, and a lot of what I always say when it comes to my readings, is feel through the grace of floating down your own river. If it doesn't feel right, makes you feel uncomfortable, uh, float a little away from it so that you can decipher how you feel about it easier. And that's usually with any situation in person. Keep healthy boundaries about comfortabilities when it comes to your situation, and being able to lead through your situations to get sometimes the wisdom and lessons behind your ascension and growth, okay? Some things are literally happened and it seems off in a like destructive going on way where you're like, okay, why is this even happening? That ends up becoming a habit to say. I've realized that within my own self. It ended becoming a habit to say every time it happened. And then now I literally have a perspective projection upon it, to think of it right as it happened is like, okay, how is this changing things for me to help push me more into having downloads and messages on the direction that is uplifting my joy, that is adding more to my joy, even though sometimes some things just kind of you just can't control. You flow with it. That's flowing with it in the grace of that river. And being in service and trust, and great gratitude and appreciation. So that's a good one. Especially since we're on this kind of topic. Sometimes stress is caused from being afraid that you can't trust. And it's in a way of trusting yourself that you are making little steps and baby steps, no matter the detour. Because the detour can help you. The detour can bring another uplifting lesson that is wanting to be passed down within your direction. And if you go too fast into that direction, that piece is missing. And then so that also piece that where it was before, where it is set in time ahead, is not able to happen because this piece wasn't nurtured over here, okay? It's almost like going to grow without the water, if you follow what I'm saying. So think of it that way too, that the detours are that important as the journey into a becoming of peace. Um, the, someone who can see to leave and not allow it to overwhelm by taking on too much towards the direction. Okay. Um, it's like putting on so much food, but you know you have to eat this after you eat this, and you can't have dinner without going through hours of breakfast and lunch, right? I mean, it's like impossible. So yeah, and that's the gratitude and appreciation for that, and that's how I see being service too. Is even though okay, even though I don't think I'm really supposed to have music, but it helps keep a calm aura about like everything. So I like having the music. But anyway, but yeah, okay. So thank y'all so much. I greatly appreciate y'all. And if you wouldn't mind sharing to social media, that would be like a great help. If you won't mind subscribing for all of those who haven't subscribed and like and yeah, I will be going back into the zodiacs pretty soon. So there's all my cards. There's the whole spew, and thank you so much. Goodbye. Wow.